Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're unpacking a document that feels less like a policy paper and more like a desperate SOS signal.
It really does.
We're looking at a 2018 report and a series of emails from an author named Abe Scan sent out to parliamentarians all over the world.
And it is a heavy read, but a necessary one. Scan isn't just, listing abuses. He's building a structural argument.
What's the core argument?
He's comparing the notorious years of lead under King Hassan II with the modern reign of his son, King Mohammed VI. And his thesis is, well, it's unsettling.
How so?
He argues that while the faces at the top have changed, the machinery of repression and the corruption that funds it, it's all basically the same.
Okay, so let's test that thesis. Scan starts by setting a baseline with the disappeared. He focuses on the secret prison, Tazmamart.
Yeah, Tazmamart. It was essentially a death camp up in the Atlas Mountains.
I'd heard the name, but the specifics in the report are just nightmares.
The report says 58 military men were thrown in there in 1973. Total darkness, total isolation.
And by the time it closed?
By the time it closed in 1991, 31 of them, more than half, had died inside.
Wow. And what's wild is the government's official stance during those 18 years.
Oh, the denial was absolute.
The report quotes the Minister of the Interior saying, right up until the prisoners were released, that Tazmamart only existed in the minds of evildoers.
Pure state-sponsored gaslighting. And this is crucial for Scan's point. The prison didn't close because of some moral awakening inside the government.
It was outside pressure.
Exactly. External pressure. The source credits a detainee's wife, Nancy Toole. She actually managed to get the ear of the U.S. State Department.
Which led to President George H.W. Bush intervening directly.
Right. That combined with the publication of the book Notre Ami le Roi. So the lesson was, the world is watching.
So let's fast forward. King Mohammed VI comes to power. He apologizes in 2006, sets up a reconciliation commission. On paper, the years of lead are over.
But Scan says, just look at what happened in 2017.
The unrest in the Rif region.
Specifically that. The whole thing kicked off after a fishmonger was crushed to death inside a garbage truck. He was just trying to get his confiscated fish back.
And that sparked huge protests, led by a man named Nasser Zavzafi.
And according to this report, Zavzafi got the, let's call it, old school treatment. Beaten, hooded, thrown into a police helicopter.
But honestly, the violence against the protest leaders isn't even the most shocking part of this report.
No, it's the strategy they allegedly used on children. This is where Scan says the whole reform narrative just falls apart.
He details the arrest of 30 minors in a town called Imazurn. Some of these kids were under 10 years old.
Unbelievable.
And there's this one anecdote that really sticks with you. A mother is begging an officer to let her son go.
And what does he say?
He refuses and says, we're going to take him somewhere to re-educate him.
Re-educate. That word does a lot of heavy lifting. It suggests the goal isn't just public order, it's ideological compliance.
And maintaining that kind of control isn't cheap. So the report shifts gears and starts to follow the money.
Yes. It alleges massive capital flight. Gold from secret mines going to Dubai, public funds being moved to Panama, Switzerland.
But then he connects this financial engine directly to the West.
This is where we get into what you might call reputation laundering. The report cites leaked emails about a $12 million donation.
From OCP, the state-owned phosphate company.
Right. A donation to the Clinton Foundation just before Hillary Clinton's presidential run.
And there were strings attached.
There were. The condition was that the foundation had to host a major convention in Morocco with Hillary herself as a speaker. The emails apparently show internal panic about it.
Because at the same time, the U.S. State Department was flagging Morocco for corruption and human rights issues.
Exactly. So here's the foundation taking a massive check from a system that the U.S. government itself was criticizing. It shows how deep those financial entanglements go.
Now, before we wrap, we have to talk about Abe Scan himself. Why is he the one writing this? What's his story?
Well, that's the final piece of the puzzle. He writes it because he's a witness. He reveals that he was arrested and beaten by auxiliary forces in Casablanca.
Back in 1965.
Yes, and get this, he was 12 years old.
The same age as some of the children being arrested in 2017.
Precisely. It adds this tragic cyclical weight to the whole document. For him, this isn't just history repeating itself, it's history that never stopped.
It leaves us with a difficult final thought for you to chew on. If a government apologizes for its past, while allegedly using tactics like re-education on children in the present, has the system actually changed?
Or has it just gotten better at its PR?
It's a tough question. Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you next time.